From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's Cash Close. How are you, traders? The name of this video, Rockin The Stops, because that's what we've been doing. The high of the S&P came in at 20004.80 recently. The low came in at 1997.5 early, and last were 20003.70. We're up 10 handles on the day. How do you like that? Total volume, 2 million minis trade, and 5,000 big S&Ps trade in the pit. I want to remind everybody, a lot of that was the S&P spread. MOC, the MIM, was showing 107 million to buy, and the actual MOC came out, MOC, sell 100 million. Sometimes it works like that. Tomorrow we've got the SEP quad witch, we can't forget that. We have the Atlanta Fed business inflation expectations number, and we have the leading indicators number late in the day. Now look, I think this, let's separate all the news. Let's not separate all the news. Let's separate our opinions from the news. That really should be what it should be about. Because you know what, at the end of the day, it was the algos that caught on to all this selling. It was the news algorithms that helped the S&P go lower the 2 weeks prior to the Fed meeting. Everybody expected that they were going to start talking about jacking rates. I didn't think they were going to do that. I don't know if you guys thought that, but I didn't think that. But they were selling the bonds, they were selling the SPOOS, and what happens? Nada. They're not going to be raising rates for a long time. And in fact, I even think now that it's going to go out beyond the middle of 2015. And I don't even want to tell you where I think that's going to put the S&P. But you know, like I said, I think it was the algorithms that helped create a lot of the selling and that pushed the S&P down into those stops. And then you know what? I think it's the same algorithms, the news algorithms, that are pushing the S&P back up into the buy stops and creating these new highs. Now, at the end of the day, I am a bull, but I'm not a fool. I do like the long side. I do expect that there'll be more pullbacks in the future, but I also expect new highs to come in the coming weeks. Now, the last thing is, according to the S&P CAS study for the quad witch, tomorrow the S&P has been up 17, down 13 of the last 30 occasions. Now, I call that bullish. But the flip side of this is next Monday. The Monday after the SEP quad witch is it's a horse of a different color. It's up 9, down, 21. I can do my math. I'm just looking at this thing and I can't pay attention. But that's a very negative stat. And I think that that goes along with the way the trend has been going over the last several months. Make a high, pull back, make a high, pull back, that kind of stuff. And then the last thing is that the Stock Traders Almanac for the quad witch shows the quad Friday of the quad witch as being a positive day. It has the Dow up 9 of the last 11 occasions. So barring some kind of overnight mix-up, I think we're going higher tomorrow. But then going into Monday, I'm not quite sure that we don't start to pull back again. We need to do a little back and fill before we go up to 2020 in the S&P, because I think that's where we're going in the Ds. Now, you know what? I want to do a little happy dance. I want to show you guys I'm real. I want to let you know that I'm out here fighting for you. And I appreciate everybody that popped in on the YouTube channel last night. That was great. It showed you that you're following me. It showed me that you're listening. And you know what? At the end of the day, I believe your opinion matters. And the other part about this is I couldn't be doing this without you. So you know what? We'll see you tomorrow on the opening print.